Well, guys, here I am in probably one of the most beautiful places I've ever been in the world. And hopefully you can see this. This is actually from my dad's house. I don't know if you can get that in the background, but this is the view that he has from his house. And officially right now, we are in Glendowie, New Zealand, just outside of Auckland, about 30 minutes. And it has been a crazy 2 weeks I've had here. Let me tell you. Jam-packed, adventurous, doing crazy stuff here. I'll just give you a view of my dad's house there, right there. So I moved in there about, I think, like a week before I got here. And they just, we have been going non-stop, and it has been such a blast. Wanted to share a few things with you. Hopefully in the future I'll get you a video of all the crazy stuff that's been going on. I don't know if you can see that too, but we got a lake right there. We're kind of living right on a hill right now, and just got this amazing view. And this is kind of like the little garden or kind of lawn area in the back. And whew, let me tell you, it has just been incredible. And so first off, I want to give a shout out to a dear friend of mine, Mara. Been staying in touch with you. It's been great, and hopefully you'll enjoy this video. And so just want to give a shout out to you. Hope you're having fun in Athens. And also, before I left, I forgot to mention this as well. A few days, went to an amazing concert. Got to see Hillsong United from Australia, and they played in Alpharetta, Georgia. And ooh, it was great. I was at the Verizon Wireless Amphitheater. It was jam-packed and just lifting up worship songs to God, and it was so good. But since I've been here, kind of the first day when I got in early morning, took a rest, nap, and then we kind of went out in the town, got to eat some sushi downtown. We walked around a little bit, got to see kind of all the buildings and sights. They even have cats playing here. Didn't see that, but they do have it if you want to come. And then we drove around Auckland a little bit. Even got to see some of their local stuff, such as the Mad Butcher, which is kind of their butchering shop that kind of got famous. And then also Pack and Save, which is like a Walmart, Costco type deal. So kind of getting really into what the locals do here on a day-to-day basis. I even got to go to the YMCA and do a little swimming action there. Kind of just chilling out, watching a little French Open tennis on the widescreen TV that my dad just got. And then another day we ended up taking a ferry to an island called Waiheke, pardon me. And that was pretty cool to see. Something a little different, a lot of kind of hills and stuff, rolling hills and gorgeous views. Got some great pictures of that. And then also went to another place called Morawi Beach to see the gannets, which is this type of birds. But my dad didn't realize that they're not in season. I think they all flew up to Australia or something. And so we actually didn't get to see them. We kind of just got to see where their little nest would be when they come back. And so that's kind of a popular thing to go do, because all these birds just flock to this one place to do have their mating season and laying their eggs. So whatever. And then after that, flew down to Queenstown. It's on the South Island, and it's considered the most adventurous capital in the world. And got off the plane. About an hour later, I did a arc swing jump where you're up, I don't even know how many meters, but you free fall 60, and then you do an arc swing like this for about 200 meters. And so just going back and forth, getting upside down, and me and my dad did a tandem on that. And then also just after that, I did a 134-meter bungee jump. Boop! And ride of my life. Can't even really remember it. It happened so quick like that. But it was a blast. Got pictures and video of that. And then the next day, we ended up going snowboarding. It was the second day the peak was open. It was at Coronet Peak. The views there were just undescribable. It was so crazy because you're on this like mountain peak of snow, and then you got everything with like these grasslands and stuff beneath you. It's really odd, but just amazing mountains and very picturesque. And then we went to a place about 4 hours out of there drove a car to a place called Milford Sound, which are these huge mountains with kind of a river going through it out to the mouth of the ocean. And oh, another just amazing place. Like when you're driving through, we're going through these tunnels and it looks like you're going through like Jurassic Park or King Kong or something, or kind of like Lord of the Rings. So you got these big name movies that some of them are starting to film here, and you can see why, just because the landscapes, they're so vast, they're so different, and they're just amazing to see. It's just so gorgeous. And then after we did the Milford Sound, the next day we ended up going on a helicopter ride up to the Remarkables, which is kind of a famous peak here in New Zealand. And it was spectacular. There was snow on top, and you got to see this amazing view around the city. And then we kind of got back on the helicopter, went around like for a circling of it all, and oh man, I've taken so many pictures in the last 2 weeks. It's ridiculous. And then after that, we ended up going on a Lord of the Rings tour to see where they partially filmed like the second and third film, and you got to see right where the actors like put their feet, or where they were laying for different scenes and stuff. And it's cool just how they integrate it all with the effects and the actors and the scenery, and how it all comes together to make a film. And our tour guide was really good. He knew a lot of history and nature and all the stuff about the movie making industry. And he was actually even an extra in 2 of the Lord of the Rings films. And so we got to hang out with him, and it was good times. And then after that, flew back to Auckland just for a day for me. Ended up seeing a rugby game against it was the Vodafone Warriors versus the Newcastle Knights, which is a team in Australia. And so I got a jam-packed game of rugby. Got to see some tries being scored. Talked with like a cheerleader and like this little lad who was about 10 years old. He was teaching me the game. Got right down on the field. Got to see all the players and stuff. So it was really, really cool. And then the day after that, I took a bus, went solo, went down to Rotorua, another adventurous place, and stayed at a hostel. So if you're ever around, go to Rotorua. Stayed at a hostel called The Base. They're kind of renowned around New Zealand. And then ended up, glorious, went skydiving, did 15,000 feet. 15,000 feet. I think it was like 45, 60 seconds of free fall, and then your canopy opens, and then you get to ride around, and it's so silent and quiet, but you get to see just an amazing view. First time I ever went skydiving, and it was such a blast. Got pictures and movies of that, so hopefully I can bring that to you. And one of the best things I've ever done in my life. You should definitely do it. I encourage you. You're missing out if you haven't. And after that, did a little zorbing. It's like this huge plastic ball that you get strapped into, and it goes down a hill, or you can get water in it and you kind of do a Superman dive into it, and then it swashes you around going everywhere, and you end up going to roll down the hill. And so that's kind of a fun, different kind of thing. Also did a little street luging in these little carts they have at a place, and did like that like 5 times, and got going really, really fast. I even think I left the ground on one of them. So that was a fun thing. And after that, we went to a place called the Agrodome, and this is where they do sheep shearing, and we got to see a show of that, and they had their sheep and the cows and ducks and these dogs jumping on sheep, and it was pretty entertaining. There's a decent amount of people there. You think it'd be for kids, but there's a lot of adults, and it was good times. And then we also did a thing called the Schweeb, where you pedal with your feet like this going, and you're hanging on, and you're actually in this tube-like thing, and you're going around a monorail track, and you're doing like a race. So you have 3 laps, and you're trying to race someone else, and so that was kind of a different thing to do. And we also did a thing called the Agrojet. It's kind of like jet boating, where it's just a high-powered jet boat, and taking you around all these fast turns, doing 360s and all this jazz. And oh man, so jam-packed. I ended up having to go to a Polynesian spa, they called it, afterwards, and just chill out and relax. Got some hot thermal water, and great time. Ended up getting back here, and you know, kind of just chilling out for a little bit. And then in a few hours, I'm actually heading off to Australia, and so I'm ecstatic. I am stoked about what's to come. Can't wait to see it and do it all. I'll let you know where I'm going. And then another cool thing I'm actually entering into a mission photo contest with Adventures in Missions. Hopefully I'll pass the first round. I think I made the deadline June 15th, which was yesterday or 2 days ago. And so then there's going to be 2 or 3 more rounds, and it'll pay for an upcoming trip. And so we'll see about that. Hopefully it'll be great. And next time I'll be coming to you from Australia. So, see you later. Take care.